Hi, I'm George Thompson Jr. The question in our lesson title states, can we really trust God? I am here to state that the answer to that question is a very definite yes. But trusting God doesn't always feel easy, especially when life doesn't make sense or our prayers seem to go unanswered. True trust in God isn't built on feelings or circumstances, but it is built on His character. Let's take a look at what Scripture says about why God is truly trustworthy. First, in Numbers chapter 23, verse 19, it states that God cannot lie. Scripture reads, God is not human that He should lie, not a human being that He should change His mind. Does He speak and not act? Does He promise and not fulfill? And then Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, states that God's plans for us are good. Scripture reads, for I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And then 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13. Here it says that He is faithful even when we are not. Scripture reads that if we are faithless, He remains faithful, for He cannot deny Himself. And then Psalms chapter 145, verses 13 and 14. Here, God keeps His promises, and He shows that He upholds and He even lifts up. Scripture reads starting at verse 13, the Lord is trustworthy in all His promises and faithful in all He does. The Lord upholds all who fall and lifts up all who are bowed down. Trust in God is often tested in our wait times and in silence and also in our pain. But it is in these moments that our faith grows the deepest. Trust doesn't mean we always understand what He is doing, but that we believe who He is and that He never changes. Sometimes we need to remind ourselves of the powerful Bible stories that show what it really looks like to trust God, even when everything around you says that we should not. Stories like Abraham trusting in God's promise. This scripture found in Genesis chapter 12, verse 22. The lesson here was God's timing may not match ours, but His promises never fail. Against all hope, Abraham believed God. And then Joseph trusting through injustice. Scripture found in Genesis chapter 37, verse 50. These and other Bible stories remind us that trust is built through relationship. The more you walk with God, the more you will see His faithfulness, and the easier it becomes to rest in Him even through life's storms and trials.